name is Kelly, and I'm at the YMCA, and today I'm going to do Pilates Level 1 mat. I am in the studio by myself today. We're just playing with some new technology with being able to stream live. With Pilates, there's a few things that you just need to keep in mind. The whole time that we're working, you want to be thinking about squeezing your legs together, working the inner thighs. You also want to be pulling your abs up and in, and you want to pull your rib cage in like you have a corset, or if you were standing on the wall, the back of your ribs would be pushed up against the wall. You want your shoulders back and down as if you have your hands in your back pocket, and you want to push. So you always want to be kind of working so that you're pulling your body into the core. Basically, I always think about kind of like wrapping your bones with saran wrap. So just you're tightening the muscles, holding yourself nice and tight. For the mat, we're going to be down on the ground quite a bit. A lot of the positions you're going to be up, curled up, looking into your belly, supporting yourself back on your shoulder blades. When you're doing that, if your neck gets sore, you can use a rolled up towel just to kind of help support the head so it doesn't get too sore. It's a muscle, those are muscles, and it just takes time sometimes for them to develop. Also, if at any time, if you get tired, just take breaks in between. Just slowly try to do it when I'm doing things like roll-ups. You can always bend your knees to make it a little bit easier and walk up the legs rather than we'll do things like this, coming straight up. So another thing, when we're extending our legs, the further out your legs are, the harder it's going to be. So you can always put a bend in the legs. Also, the further down to the floor they are, the harder it's going to be. So you can bring them back up. If you start to feel your lower back start to arch up, that's a sign that you need to bring it in a little bit. We're going to start off. You need a mat. If you have a mat, you probably want to, you may want to, or to put a towel underneath it because we're going to be doing some rolling on the back. If you have any like spine issues, then you probably don't do the rollbacks. I'll cue you when we're there and just I'll show you how to just do partial. So we're going to start off. You can either start off laying on the mat or at the top of the mat. And when we're here, we want to have our heels together, thighs zipped up. Your pelvis is going to be slightly tilted forward so that your pelvic bone and your pubic bone are in alignment. Your abs are pulled up and in. You want to create distance between the hip bones and the rib cage. And then you're pulling your ribs in like you have a corset on. Shoulders are back and down. And you're pressing into the elbow pits. And then imagine a string's pulling you up nice and tall. And from here, you're going to take one step back and come down on the mat. We're going to curl up looking into the belly button. Shoulders are firm on the mat. And we're going to extend the legs, or you can keep them bent depending on where it feels good for you for the hundreds. So it's inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Really pull the abs up and in. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Really pulling the abs tight. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Imagine somebody's pulling your legs away from you. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Shouldn't be bouncing here. Your shoulder blades are firmly on the mat. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Arms and legs come down. Feet are flexed. Feet are together. Arms come straight up for the roll up. And from here, we're going to start with the head. You're going to roll up bone by bone. Again, you can bend your knees and walk up if you need to here. We're going to come up and over. And inhale as you stack the spine up. Exhale as you roll down. Try to hit each spot here, the tailbone, the middle of the back, the upper back. Really using those abs to keep it nice and controlled. Inhale as the arms come up, keeping those ribs pressed against the mat. Exhale as you come up. Really stretching the spine. Exhale, inhale, stack it up. Flexibility and the strengthening of the spine is really the key part of Pilates. Inhale as the Exhale as you roll. Starting with the head, shoulders, middle of the back, lower back, and over. Inhale up. Exhale down. Nice and controlled. Arms come overhead. And exhale as you roll up. And over. Inhale, stack it up. Exhale, roll down. Now your hands are going to come flat on the mat. One foot's flexed on the floor, the other one's pointed, slightly turned out for leg circles. Again, both hips are going to stay stable on the mat. Imagine you have a plate of water on your abs, and you're not going to spill the water. So those abs are staying nice and tight, keeping the hips grounded. And from here, you're going to go to the opposite shoulder, down, and bring it back up. These circles should only be as big as you can keep it controlled. So cross the opposite shoulder, around and up. Imagine again that somebody's pulling your leg away from you. So you're really increasing the mobility in the hips here. Cross, round and up, and then the opposite direction. So it's down, across, and back. Down, across, and back. Down, across, and back. And down, across, and back. And switch. Again, that leg's slightly turned out, lower leg's flexed. The foot is pointed. So cross to the opposite shoulder, around and up. Making sure those ribs are staying pressed against the mat. Cross to the opposite shoulder, down and up. Cross, down and up. Cross, down and up. Reverse back, down, across and back. And down, across and back. Now we're going to roll up, come to the front of the mat, or what's called rolling like a ball. So here you're going to bracelet your arm by taking one hand onto the arm of the other, and curl in. Your shoulders are backing down, and then your upper back curves. It's not with we don't hunch your shoulders in, so keep those shoulders down, and then curve in right here. You're also curving in the lower back. You're going to squeeze your legs in as tight as you can. If that's too difficult, it's okay to be out a little bit. Just try to get as tight as you can. This is the leg where if you have any back issues, just back slightly, like I'm doing here. It's kind of initiated by curving that lower back just a little bit. You might feel yourself shaking a little bit. That's using all those little tiny muscles that help support the spine. So we're here, we're looking down. Roll back. Roll back. Roll back. Again, roll back. And come up. You might notice that you move to one side. It's maybe just because your body's a little tighter on one side than the other. Roll back and come up. And roll back and come up. And then plant the feet. Put your hands by your side. We're going to push back for what's called single-legged stretch. One hand's going to go on the inside of the knee. The other one's on the outside of the ankle. And you're going to roll back. Again, you're working those legs towards the inner line. Again, shoulders are on the mat. Elbows are out. And you're looking in towards the belly. And we're going to switch. And again, switch. Remember, if your neck gets sore, you can always use a rolled up towel behind it. And switch, 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 and switch. Now we're going to bring both legs in and squeeze really tight, pulling those legs in towards you. This is double leg stretch, and then come out, legs come out, around, and pull it in. And those legs are slightly turned out in what's called the Pilates stance, working into the inner thighs, circle it around and in. Come out, around and in. Circle out, around and in, and one more circle out, and around and in. Pulling those abs in the whole time. Now we're going to do scissors, so it's stretch, stretch, switch, 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 stretch, stretch. Both legs come up. Again, we're still curled up looking into the belly for lift and lower. So we're going to go down for 3 counts and come back up. Again, really watch that lower back. Only take them down to where you can keep that core in control and bring it back up. You can bend the knees if you want. That makes it a little easier. Or maybe don't go down quite as far. Lower, 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 lift. Lower, 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 lift. And lower, 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 lift. One more. Lower, 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 lift. Then we're going to bend one knee and take the opposite elbow up to that knee for crisscross. You're going to look back on that lower elbow and switch, and switch, and switch, switch, and switch. Now we're going to speed it up. Switch, 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 switch. Okay, now both legs come up and we're going to do what's called powering up. We're just going to rock up. So feet are on the outside of the mat and flexed. Legs are tight. You're sitting up nice and tall. For the spine stretch forwards, our arms are in front of us. Imagine that there's a big beach ball here and you're going to roll over it. So I'm actually going to kind of be tilting my spine back rather than just hinging at the hip here. Imagine that your arms are also just gliding over a tabletop here. They're not coming down so much. They're going to go straight forward. So starting with the head, we exhale as we round over that ball. And then inhale as we stack up, starting with the lower back and coming up to the top to the head. Inhale, exhale as you come. Your arms glide out. Think about really stretching that lower back, making your core kind of concave here. Inhale and come up. Exhale, roll over that ball, curving the back. Inhale up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, come up. Again, exhale, roll forward. Inhale, come up. Let's do one more. Exhale forward. And inhale up. Now we're going to grab our ankles. You can grab up higher if you need to for rocker leg prep. So here our lower back is curved. Our elbows are pressed out on our thighs. And our chest is proud. We can just lift one leg up, hold, and bring it back down. And the other leg up and hold, and bring it down. Leg up. Both legs come up and bring it down. And again, both legs up and down. Now, bring the legs up. If you can, bring the legs together and slowly roll back for a corkscrew. So here, again, ribs are pressed in, abs are pulled in. Working through that center line, we're going to do a big circle, keeping both hips on the ground. So it should feel like a nice stretch in the waist. So keep that hip down and circle around. And then circle the other way. And circle. And circle around. Just do one more each way. Both hips stay grounded. Good, and we're going to power up again. So legs come out to a V and we just come straight up. Feet are flexed. Legs are tight, glutes are tight. Shoulders are pressed down for the saw. So here, just imagine you're wringing out a towel. You're going to twist the torso and then you're going to reach the pinky finger towards that pinky toe and look back to the other hand. So it's stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale up, twist, and exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale up, and twist, exhale, exhale. really great, especially if you're like in the car driving a lot. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale up, or sitting at your desk. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale up, twist. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale up and right. Twist. Think about this shoulder going back and this shoulder going forward as much as you can. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Good. Feet come together, hands to your side. And we're going to flip over into our stomach for the swan prep and neck roll. So here your shoulders are back and down. Your hands are underneath your shoulders and your elbows are by your side. Your legs are tight. Again, the heels are together. You're working, squeezing the thighs together. And then imagine that you have a marble that you're going to push away from your body with your nose. So you're pushing that marble away, and you're extending and lifting the torso and coming up, using the stomach and the back muscles to lift. And bring it back down. Shoulders stay stable. Roll that marble away from you. Extend the torso and lift. And bring it back down. And again, extend and lift. Now hold here, and we're going to do neck rolls. So you're going to look to the right, roll down towards the mat, look to the left and center, and then look to the left. Roll down towards the mat, look to the right and center, and bring it down. Again, extend and lift, pushing that marble away and lifting the torso using the abs and the back muscles. Look to the left, roll down towards the mat, look to the right and center, and look to the right, roll down towards the mat, look to the left and center, and bring it down. One more time on each side. Extend and lift using those back muscles. Legs are tight, glutes are tight. Look to the right, roll down towards the mat. Look to the left. Abs are pulled in, ribs are pulled in. Look to the left, roll down towards the mat. To the right and center. Bring it down. Extend and lift. Look to the left, roll down. Look to the right, center. Look to the right, roll down towards the mat. To the left, center, and come down. You're going to curl the toes under. We're going to push back into the rest position. And here, really think about curving that lower back in and arching up in the upper back. So you're really creating like an arch here, looking into the belly. We just did a lot of back extension, so we're working the spine in the opposite direction, getting mobility of the spine, flexibility. Take some breaths here. Starting with the upper back, one vertebrae at a time, coming down, down, down. This should feel good, like a nice stretch. Can inhale up, hold, and then exhale, roll down. Inhale, press the hips up towards the ceiling. Hold, exhale, roll it down. Push to the back of the mat, and our elbow down to our tailbone are going to be in alignment with the back of the mat, and your feet are in front and flexed. When you're here, don't kink your neck. Make sure that you're elongating your neck. You're just kind of pressing into your hand. You can also just put your head down on your arm as well. Main thing, we just don't want to kink here. The main goal with the leg series is to keep the hips stabilized. So you're using your abs and your glutes to keep those hips in place. Lower foot's going to be flexed. The upper foot's going to be slightly turned out. You can press towards this front hand into the palm of the hand for stability, for forward and back. So it's forward, forward, back, back. Again, the movement's as big as you can without moving the hips. Forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward, back, back. Using the glutes and the abs, stabilize those hips. Forward, forward, back, back. Now hover that top foot and turn it out slightly, turn it out a little bit more for lift and lower. So it's lift and drag down. Here I want you to imagine the balloons are floating your leg up, and then you're pulling taffy down here, working against gravity. And lift and lower. Again, floats up, dragging down. And float it up, dragging down. One more up, and float it down. Now we're gonna do little circles, little pan-sized personal pizzas. You're gonna circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift that leg, grab the leg, plant that foot in front of you, and then drag the other leg back as far as you can. For inner thigh lift and lower, so you're gonna lift and lower. Imagine you're serving tea on your ankle, so that leg's really extended out. Lift and lower, and lift and lower, and lift and lower. Now we're gonna do little circles, or big circles, as big as you can. Forward, 1, 2, 3. Again, we're really giving your hips mobility here. 4, 5, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to bring that leg out, lift both legs up, we're going to roll into our belly for beats. Here, the shoulders are down, the head's rested on the hands, legs are up. Working the inner thighs here, you're going to beat the heels together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and hold. Again, it's 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. One more, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can either just switch legs to the other side and roll back. Get the legs are in front. That front hand is planted. Front leg is slightly turned out and lifted forward and back. So it's forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Turn that leg out slightly. A little bit more for lift and lower. So it's lift and drag down. Float the leg up. Drag down. Float it up. Down. Up. Down. One more up. And down. Now little leg circles. So those little personal pizzas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 3, 4, 5. And lift. Grab the ankle. Plant the foot. Drag that lower leg back for inner thigh lift and lower. So it's lift and lower. And lift and lower. And lift and lower. And lift and lower. Now big circles forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to take the leg that's on top, put it behind the other leg. We're going to scoot up for single leg teaser. So here, One of the things that really helps is if you think about really squeezing those legs together, it gives you a little bit of leverage. Arms are going to be up, and we're going to roll down and then power back up. So let's roll down and power up. Again, really touching on each vertebra as you go down.
Lift the upper body like we did with the neck rolls using one arm.
So you just have to talk really loud because
Okay.
the mic's on the top of the camera.
Okay, so I'm going to try to be a little bit louder. So now we're going to do the swimming. So swimming, you're going to lift the torso and the abs using that back like we did with the neck roll. But now you're going to lift one arm and the opposite leg and hold. Looking out over the horizon. Bring it down and then to the other side, lift and hold. And bring it down, and then again, lift and hold. And down, and lift and hold. And bring it down. Now you're gonna have your hands underneath your shoulders, heels are together, and curl your toes under, pull the shoulders in, pull those ribs in, pull those abs in, and push up into a plank, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to come up with one hip, or what's called a mermaid. So here we have our knees stacked and our ankles stacked. Now hold on to the ankles with one hand. Other hand comes up. We're going to stretch over. Inhale over. Exhale, palms up to the center of the T. And then inhale over to the other side. Stretching that waist. Exhale up. Inhale over. Exhale up. Inhale, stretch over. Exhale, come up. This time we're going to take that top hand, wrap it around the head, and we're going to curl in, looking towards the ankles, and then bring the other hand down. And give yourself a nice stretch. So you feel really good in the back of the waist. Take a couple breaths here. We're going to tease it around to the other side. So again, knees are stacked, ankles are stacked, holding onto the ankles, one hand's up, keeping the shoulders down. Inhale, stretch over, exhale, palms up. Inhale over to the other side, coming down onto that elbow, exhale up. Inhale over, exhale up. Again, inhale, stretch over, exhale up. Bring the top hand, wrap it around your head, looking towards your ankles, bring the other hand down, and give yourself a nice stretch here. Take a few breaths. going to tease you around to the front of the mat. First, help the seal. So our hands are turning. We're going to dive our hands underneath or in between your legs and grab the ankles. We're going to come up again, that lower back and the upper back are curved. We're looking down towards your belly. Using your thighs, you're going to tap the toes together 3 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, and either roll back, or you can just stay here. So if you're rolling back, it's going to be here. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, roll back. 1, 2, 3, up. 2, 3, roll back. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, up. This is going to be the last one. We're going to cross that front leg over and stand up if we can. Helps you a little bit of momentum with it. So it's 1, 2, 3. We're going to roll back. 1, 2, 3. Cross that front leg over and come up. And turn around. For the push-up series, so here we're going to do one stance, hips are together, arms are up, starting with the head. We're going to roll down, bone by bone. You're diving into the mat, fingers touch last, walk out. 1, 2, 3, hands are underneath the shoulders. You should be in a straight plank position here. You can either hold here or do a tricep push-up. I think just do a little one. 1, 2, 3, and walk back. Try not to wobble as you walk back. 2, 3, and then roll the spine up. Hands come up last. Again, starting with the head. Rolling down from your set down. Fingers touch, walk out. 1, 2, 3, tricep push up. 1, 2, 3, walk back. 2, 3, roll up. Arms come up last. 1 more. Fingers touch, walk out. Tricep push up. And walk up. Roll up. That is level 1 Pilates mat. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a lot of fun. Really short to go down, start feeling a bit.